Hey, 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 hey. Can you guys hear me first? I want to make sure that you can hear me. Hi, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. So, I wanted to start motivational Mondays, or motivation Mondays. Hey, ATL Jacob, what's up? So this is a motivational talk with a friend, a family friend, Shifa, aka Jasmine. And we're going to be talking about so many things, including, manifestation and creating your own reality. So she's a far more, experienced person in this than I am, and I'm still learning. So I wanted to bring her on my channel or on my page and let her, explain some things to us. So, and then I want you guys to write questions, whatever questions that you have, and then towards the end, we will answer a few of the questions once we get to them towards the end. So I'm gonna see if she's on here yet. Hey guys, thank you for coming. See, there she is. Okay. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yep.
I'm so excited. I've been obviously we've been talking about this all week, and you know, I'm just excited for us to get into it. So, well, why don't you introduce yourself so that you can, tell them everything about yourself?
Yeah. Well, you did really great introducing me, but as Serayah said, my name is Yasmin, also known as Shifa. Um,
Shafa. I'm saying it wrong. Shafa. I'm so
Shifa.
sorry.
Yeah, did you say Shifa?
Yes.
Well, some people say it that way, so it's
Okay.
yeah. But, but yeah, I am from Seattle, Washington, and the work that I do, I'm a founder and executive director of a nonprofit here in Washington, working with refugee and immigrant youth. And self-development and self-mastery is one of my passions. So the work that I do with youth, I really do focus on empowering them with tools that they need so that they don't feel like, that they're victims of their circumstances. Um, and this is why I'm really excited to be talking with everybody today about this, because I feel that, the world, especially for those of us who grew up in, rougher environments, will have us believing that there's really not much we can do
Right.
about circumstances, and we're at the mercy of what's outside of us. So we just got to work with what we have. But I found out, that that's not necessarily true, that there is a lot we can do to empower ourselves and change the quality of our lives
Right.
by changing the quality of our mind. So,
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. I it's crazy. I didn't even know you did a nonprofit. That's awesome.
thank you.
But okay, so you had a great outline, and everybody she came up with this outline. If you've seen my post before, it's manifestation, well, creating your own reality. So manifestation, developing your mind, and subconscious programming. So concerning manifestation, I feel like I learned about manifesting or like the secret
Right.
like 7 years ago, maybe. And I began to write down my own goals and aspirations and things like that, not really knowing much about it. But so, what is some of the most important things like to keep in mind about manifestation?
Yeah. So with manifestation, we get this very commercial view of it now.
Right.
And a lot of people think it's about, I'm going to get a car, I'm going to make money, I'm going to do all of this.
Right.
But in actuality, it's really about taking your power back and healing yourself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you're never not manifesting in life.
Mm.
You're a creator being, you are projecting your frequency out into the world. But when you were younger, you got programmed. And so if you look at your life right now, you didn't get here by accident, right? You think you did, and you feel like a very victim of your circumstance. Because that's only because you don't realize you're unconscious of your own power and ability to manifest.
Right.
Yeah. So, and if it's okay, I'd love to get into sort of how we got programmed and how that worked when we were younger.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So what happened is, and science shows us this, when a baby is born, its mind is in a very subconscious state. So what this means is that it's emitting very low frequencies, and these are the same frequencies that we emit when we're in a state of hypnosis, or what's known as the super learning state. So essentially what this means is the mind of a baby is in a hypnotic, absorbent, super learning sort of state.
Wow.
And that's a good thing, right? Because in order to ensure its survival, a baby has to pick up an extreme amount of information in a very short amount of time.
Right.
And if it were to try to do this in the same way that we do it as adults, which is by consciously learning, it would take forever, right? And so the baby would die or wouldn't really have a good chance of survival. So luckily we've evolved to have this adaptation where our minds as babies have no filters, and we take everything in and we just absorb the world around us. So even though this is good for our survival, it also has other implications. Not only are we picking up information, about like our motor skills, how to communicate, we're also absorbing ideas and thoughts and beliefs based on our environment.
Right.
And then we turn those thoughts and beliefs into programs that will help us run the rest of our lives.
Yes.
And we are doing this without even realizing it, because obviously as babies, we don't have the ability to say, oh, this is good or bad. We just take it in and say, this is what it is.
Right.
And what's really incredible about the subconscious mind is that it's like fertile ground. Whatever is planted in it, it's going to create life out of that. It doesn't know any better. So if you're young, you're witnessing maybe struggle. You keep hearing words that are very limiting, like I can't, it's impossible, it's hard, it's rough. That programs you. Your subconscious mind soaks it in and says, and so it is. That's going to be my destiny too.
Right.
If I see my mother and my father constantly struggling in relationships, or the people who are around me are struggling in relationships, I'm going to internalize that as a baby and say, and so it is. And that's what I'm going to play out. Those are the scripts that now have been developed. So
right.
there's a Jesuit priest who says, give me a child until 7, and I will give you the man. Because by the time you're 7 years old, you've already developed this default script based on your environment. And now you're 20-something years old. And guess what? If you are not aware of it, you're running the same programs that you were running when you were 7 years old, when you were 6 years old. You're having the same beliefs.
It's so true. Oh my God. I hope you guys are taking down notes. If you see me looking down, I'm not ignoring her. I'm actually like writing. But this is so true because, most of us don't know why we are the way we are, why we feel the way we do. Is there a bad echo coming in?
You sound good on my end.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Why we feel the way we do. And I'm a person of that same, thought process. So it's really interesting because I've never actually heard the baby mind or conscious explain like that. Because that's actually one of my questions is, if we don't start out this way, what happens between 0 and, I guess 7? So you explain that, very well. When we're like expanding our awareness, it's like furthering our growth like within, which is how I'm learning it right now and how I'm kind of digesting awareness.
Right.
But when you say developing the mind, where do you take that?
So as far as developing your mind, right? So when you were a baby, you basically internalize everything around you. And then you've been playing out these scripts. And what's really powerful about the subconscious is that whatever is, you know, planted there, it's going to go out of its way to reinforce that reality. So it's